Sign up now and prepare for the future.
Huh. Say, honey, what is it that Voltec says about the mushroom clouds?
Well, I heard on the radio that if it's bigger than your thumb, you're already dead.
Well, honey, it looks like we're in trouble.
Oh no, who's gonna eat my casserole?
Your casserole? Hopefully nobody. I love the 50s. So today's video, Fallout, obviously. Well, we've been wanting to do a Fallout video for a really long time. I'm a lifelong fan of the series and simply love the TV show. Season 2 coming out is what got me hyped to make this video, but it's not sponsored by Amazon or anything. This is just something we've wanted to do for ages. A while ago, Modiphius gave me the Fallout Hollywood Heroes box, which is a really good likeness of the characters from the show. So today we're going to be building something super iconic from Fallout, and that is a Vault Tech bunker. Specifically Vault 33, Lucy's vault from the TV show, and also painting up the cast of the TV show who are adventuring together in season 2. I'm really excited to dip my toes into making some Fallout stuff, and gosh, I hope it performs all right because I'd love to do more. But let's start mapping out how we're gonna make Vault 33 and get on with the video. Oh, and this video is sponsored by Flexispot standing desks. More about them later in the video. Here we are at the familiar place, our workstation, because we have to design the door of Vault 33, and that's gonna be a joint job. So this is one of the first time we've ever made something that's sort of movie accurate. Like, we're trying to make something as one-to-one as possible. And to do that, we've got to use reference images, and we have to get all the proportions and dimensions correct. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get reference images of the bunker, and then use basic geometry to block out the shapes.
So the one problem I did have with this project was there is not a lot of reference images of this vault. Realistically, there's like 2 pictures and they're exactly the same. So this only became an issue when we were trying to figure out depth. There were different layers to this outside of the vault, so we needed to figure out which layer stacked on top of the other. After going back and forth, working out the different bits and pieces, and again, keeping to that scale, I was able to make multiple vectors that we could throw on the laser cutter and cut them out.
And this vault door is a doozy. Following the reference images and using arrays, I made simple geometry and then matched it perfectly with the vault door. Elevating parts, creating the gentle slope, and ultimately just copying the industrial feel of this door. Thankfully, there is a shot of Lucy stepping out of the vault door, and we do get a close-up of just the center part of the door, and I could use that to work out the relative depth of all of these little components. Lastly, the center of the door itself has the numbers 33, and I thought, well, while I'm here, I can match it exactly to the font, and emulated the 33 on the front of the vault door. Clipping off the bottom and the top and lining this up with the vectors, I can set this to 3D print while we go and laser cut the rest of it, and when we bring it all together, hopefully we'll have a almost perfect replica of the door to Vault 33. And that almost perfect replica is something you too can create, because we're going to be putting all of the files on our Patreon. So if you go and support us over on Patreon, help us make these videos, we'll be putting a little folder in there with a 3D model of the door of Vault 33 and also the vector files. So if you do happen to have a laser cutter, which are becoming a lot more accessible and cheaper, feel free to copy along with this project at home. It's the moment of truth for our vault door. Has it printed? This used to be a lot more dramatic 2 to 3 years ago on YouTube, where 3D printers weren't as reliable. Now it's pretty much going to be, yes, it printed. All right, let's get it off. Oh, oh, look at that. That came out like absolutely perfect. What do you think, Jen?
I think it's fine.
You like it?
I don't want to eat it.
Screen accurate.
It's like a cookie.
You're a weirdo. All right, 3 minutes of wiggling, everyone. Can't wiggle like that. I don't rotate on my axis in the same manner.
Like Shakira.
I don't know what that means. What's Shakira? Honey, I played chess in primary school. My hips do lie. So there's one person on our team that knows how to laser cut, and thankfully wait.
They're not here.
No, it's Mari.
No, it's Mari.
And they're not here.
He's not here.
So we're gonna try and fumble our way through this, hopefully not set anything on fire. But the fun part is for you get to watch extremely satisfying laser cutting, which we can't do with our naked eyes because you can burn your retinas. Yeah, not a good idea. This used to be rap.
Isn't it so PG? Listen to my heart while I'm whispering.
Anyway, that's what knocking boots means.
So it means to have sex.
Miami style.
How hard is it to get a freaking shark with a freaking laser beam?
around that old Viper man. When you hang around that old Viper man.
So our editor Vaughn says never use green light. It looks horrible on camera. It makes you look gross. Everyone looks sick. It's just a bad idea. But I said all valid points, Fallout is green. So we're going with green. So digitally, I blocked out the shapes of the bunker. Now the bunker in the TV show for Fallout doesn't make a huge amount of sense to me, but like basically the whole building has been blown away with the exception of, I guess, just the entrance hall. And I guess the metal support of the Vault-Tec bunker has basically kept that going. And then there's just some crumbled rock and concrete masonry on top. I feel like more of these vaults would have fully collapsed buildings on top of them and be really hard to get out of, but that's kind of by the by.
Stay away from that old Viper man. Don't you take that fruit he's holding in his hand. You'll be high.
I have my pieces cut out here and I've got to line them up perfectly, and that's pretty much how it's gonna go when I get that all flush. Now, another benefit to doing the initial blocking digitally against reference images is that I can fit the door perfectly in place. So I've actually gone up and measured whereabouts this needs to be, the exact measurements from each side, so I can line that up, cut it up, and set it up. So I'm gonna do that, but before I can do that, I've got to glue this together. I'm gonna use some contact cement, which is stinky stuff, so I'll put on a respirator and get these sealed together. But there's one more thing, which is that I have to kind of glue it a little bit inset so that I can foam carve away without burning the glue. But also, I kind of want to cut out the middle of this foam once it's glued. I'll get to that in a minute. So why did I just cut a big hole in this? Well, for one, oh my God, the sun just came out. I can't see anything. So why did I just cut a big hole in this? Well, there's two reasons. Number one is I wanted the foam. It may as well recycle it. There's no point in it just being buried in here. But number two is I kind of have a dream that one day I'll make a fully functioning interior of a vault board. Like one of those ant farms you might have seen in kids' museums when you were younger. So this vault entrance one day could be the top of that. It will all depend on how feasible it is, how well this video does. Do people want to see more Fallout content? Because I don't think anyone has made a vault that has all the layers that you can play in. I think it would be amazing to do and super fun, like a cross-section thing, but extremely time consuming. On the slim chance I get to do that one day, I thought I'd hollow this out and I'd make the roof so you can remove it, and then this interior area may one day be a playable area or not, who knows. But with that done, let's go put the door on. All right, door is carved out, or door space is carved out. Word of warning, don't use contact cement on this kind of foam. Whoops. So obviously that hasn't worked and it's just melted all the foam. So I'm gonna use some PVA, which takes a lot longer to dry, but it's the safe way. There's still some contact areas, thankfully, so this is perfectly fine. But a good lesson for everyone else. One of the problems with PVA though is that it only dries in contact with air. So if you fill this with PVA, it is highly likely that the inside of the PVA will never glue. But at the end of all this, I'll be covering everything with a coating. So they just need to hold long enough to do the carving and then to put on that texture on the outside. Should be fine.
Have you seen my baby? She's not a dame nor a lady. Not in the way she walks, the way she talks, or the way she loves me. I'm overjoyed, 'cause boy, she's my gal.
So the last 2 weeks, we were working on a big blood gulch board. You would have seen a bunch of footage and time lapse of us in here, bending over, cutting out foam, and doing all of that, which can be a hazard for the back. Luckily, we have standing desks. What was metal in, oh there. We use the E7 standing desk from Flexispot. In this video, I've used it up and down, getting the angles I need to cut, but also bringing it nice and close when I'm doing detail work. The E7 standing desk comes with multiple customizable desktops, so you can have a desk that suits your particular desires. It's not only the desktop that can change, we have a nice little drawer underneath here, and there's a whole bunch of accessories, such as cable management, you can install on the bottom. There are multiple height presets for your desk, so if you're working for a long period of time, you can set them at the elevations you're comfortable with. There's also a child lock, so if you've got little ones around the house or just irritating crafters like tabletop time, that child lock should be foolproof to keep them out. It certainly keeps me out of the microwave upstairs. Flexispot standing desks are also exceedingly stable, so you don't have to worry about things falling over when you raise, lower, or work. Flexispot's Christmas and New Year sale is here, and you can enjoy up to 65% off Flexispot products. Use my code YTE7P50 to get an additional $50 off and upgrade your own E7 Plus or E7L standing desk. Or use YTE730 to get an extra $30 off your E7 or E7 Pro standing desk. And you can also win free orders. Check out their activity calendar for all the details on that. All the links are down in the description, so don't miss out on this holiday sale. So our Fallout bunker is in the sun drying. We've got to get that spackle to set. In the meantime, however, we do have minis of the cast of the Fallout TV shows that we've got to paint up. So we're going to go check out what Murray's doing as he paints up the Ghoul.
So I get to paint the Ghoul, Howard Cooper. And for this, I don't want to use brown to paint him, mostly because we don't have brown aerosol. So I'm going to use blue and red. This is going to give a really dusty look as I spray blue from the sides and then red from the top. Going to make a really nice mottled look, which will be really good for painting his leather duster. From there, I'm going to re-establish a little bit of brown using a wash, and then I can just start highlighting and adding all the details. These models are extremely well detailed and really capture something of the characters and the actors themselves. Cooper has this expression of wariness as he's entering this gunfight. He's a very calculating man, and you can really see that in his expression. So I'm going to try and capture that as I paint him. Now, if you've seen a little close-up of his face here, you can see that Howard Cooper is not quite normal anymore. He is a ghoul, which is not quite undead here. He is an irradiated victim who has lived throughout all this time as people have progressed underground. And through his tragic backstory and living all this time, he has become a very lone gunsman, lone ranger, lonely bastard. But he's trying to reconnect just a little bit, and in the second season, he's off to adventure with Lucy, heading to New Vegas. And that's the point we're trying to capture here, both with the characters and the diorama. Other than that, I really just need to make sure that I can differentiate all the different browns on him, whether it's the leather, dirt, the leather, or the extra leather, or the little bit of leather on the side there. There's a lot of leather going on in this guy, so I just need to make sure that I can differentiate them all and make it really stand out. To do that, I'll use different highlight colors and washes to sort of bring them apart. Then it's a matter of painting his face, which is not a very pleasant color. It's a very raw red pink. And I'm going to go back and forth a bit, adding yellows into the highlights and then taking it down again with some washes and glazes. Then with some extra highlights onto the guns to make them all shiny, I'm going to finish off the base, which is this really dilapidated rubble area, adding in some yellow pigment to really bring out that yellow sandiness that you see all throughout the show, and he's done.
So I'm super excited to get my hands on these minis, and I also get to paint up Dogmeat, which is arguably probably one of the best characters in both the game and the TV show. So who is Dogmeat? Well, he's a dog, believe it or not, and he's kind of a mysterious character. No one really knows where he came from, who he belongs to, and he kind of just travels the wasteland like the Wanderer himself. He's his own dog, and he gets up to all sorts of mischief, and I think that that is what makes him an awesome character. So I'm going to paint him up today, which I'm really excited for. And one of the reasons why is because I love painting textures onto miniatures. Hair in particular, aside from human long hair, is really interesting to paint, at least from my perspective. So creatures like horses, bears, and dogs in this example, I really do enjoy painting. There's something about using different colors to try and achieve the look that you're after, and Dogmeat is a breed of dog that I can't pronounce the name of very well, but has a mix of German Shepherd in him. So I'm going to follow some guides and keep in the same facial patterns as well as the overall color scheme, which is like this rusty red with a bit of brown mixed in. Again, painting in all those little individual hairs and laying them on top of each other to create a beautiful and shiny coat. It didn't really take that long to paint up Dogmeat. I'd say he took probably an hour in total, but I really did enjoy just relaxing and doing the process of painting this guy up. Also, I can't forget the severed hand that he has in his mouth, painting that up a nice fleshy color, like he's just pulled it off a fresh dead body. So that's Dogmeat all done, and we're gonna move over to Dave, who has the last member of our trio.
So I'm painting Lucy from the Fallout TV show, and this is the character I most wanted to paint and the reason I wanted to get the box. When I initially started watching the Fallout show, I wasn't sure if I would like it. Video game adaptations had not typically done well up to that point. But Lucy really grew on me as this completely naive vault dweller exploring the world. I've always had a fondness for vault dwellers. I love the juxtaposition of their upbringing with the crazy chaos of the wasteland. And Lucy embodies that really well, as she has to learn to become tougher and slowly confront the horrible things that happen out in the wastes over time. The show also doesn't pull punches with the horrifying things that happen to the characters, so it's a really fun journey to go on. Lucy's wearing the pretty iconic vault suit, and the ones in the TV show are based off the Fallout 4 version of the vault suit. So gone are the like spandex, lycra body tight suits. They now look a lot more like utility jumpsuits, which I actually prefer personally because they seem a bit more fit for purpose. These are functionally painted in 2 tones of blue, and then there's that spot highlight color that gives us the iconic Vault Tech blue and yellow that we're used to seeing. Now, the main thing I wanted to try and get right on Lucy, and the thing that was really difficult, was capturing her likeness. Unlike Dogmeat and the Ghoul, she isn't covered with prosthetic makeup, so I was just trying to capture the features of the actress in miniature form, including her very expressive eyes. She has quite prominent eyelashes as well, so I tried to get that in, so I've got these dark lines on either side of the eyes. And overall, while painting at that scale is so difficult, I'm pretty happy with the results. I think the face turned out pretty well, especially when you zoom back. Cameras expose all errors. I also got to have a little bit of fun painting the Pip-Boy. I based it to match the other guys, and Lucy is done, ready to enjoy the exterior of Vault 33 that we've been making. So we've got our characters painted. It's time to finish this. I think this is dry. I can start cracking it. We've got a few things to do. First things first, we have to start making the designs up the front. We've got a fence on the left-hand side. You're going to tackle that?
Yep. So it's basically, this is all ruins of past civilization, but the end result is it kind of looks like a retaining wall that's sort of just like down the side of this hill. It's probably part of a house at some point. So I'm going to try and like greeble it all and make it look a bit interesting, have it look really weathered. And your part?
Yes, I'm building the building on the top. I don't know what this once was, but it certainly isn't that anymore. I'm going to be using very similar techniques to Murray, plasticard, bits of stick greebling, and constructing the facade of this ruined building to finish out the top of the bunker. All right, let's get down to business and defeat the Huns. I think the Huns might be a...
Not just end the feet.
End the feet. Let's get down to the business of feet.
All right, we're really close to being able to start painting this, but we need to do one more thing. Glue this down and also fix that. Also, we need to align a little bit of rubble around to really blend this terrain, this broken rubble, into the terrain. You know, it's been there for hundreds of years, right? So we need to make it look like it's been like that. So to do that, we've got some simple basing material. We're gonna make some sludge and also mix in some of the offcuts from all the building itself, as well as just some stuff like some old printing filament. Gonna mix it all together, make a little sludge, and pile it up around the building. And then we can start painting. Up. Rise.
Now, Jen and Murray are going to set to painting up this bunker, but I've realized we're missing something, and that's the stairs. We could painstakingly attempt to build them, but honestly, we've tried to build staircases before, and they're deceptively difficult to get looking picture perfect. And as we get close to Christmas, we're kind of pressed for time, so I thought the best way to approach this and get it accurate to the show would be for me to jump back in sculpting and quickly throw together the steps, which will definitely make the vault door feel more complete. So with the steps all thrown together, I'm going to print one on resin and one on the filament printer, and whichever one we have time for is the one that we're going to use. This took an hour. The stairs are printed, but these are actually the backup stairs. I'm printing them on the resin printer because I think the quality is better, but I'm pretty impressed with this. The rails are a tiny bit scuffed. Yeah, we'll call this the backup. I'll try and get it off the supports, but yeah, looks good. Took an hour.
All right, I sprayed this black and attempted to paint it red, just to have it not black, and then had 2 spray cans explode on me. So I'm just gonna paint it by hand. Woo! Dave's very enthralled. The bunker is sepia with a side of brown and just a little hint of vomit.
Sepia? I hardly know her. I'm helping out, man. I'm doing the good gags. I'm doing the real good. I'm really uplifting it here while I look for it.
You've had your medicine. Brown, let's go.
It is the final moment. Murray and I are about to put on the pigment. Murray, this is the step that could ruin the entire project.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's
Shotgun nut.
Wait, what?
Maybe it wasn't meant to be, just like in a dream. Maybe I'm starting to feel what true love can be. She is out of reach for someone like me. Oh baby, 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 stop tempting me. Is it a dream? Only time will tell.
We'd like to thank all those who support our Patreon. You really do make it possible for us to do this. And we like to shout out our new patrons. And we have quite a few. We've been very busy working away at some things. Without further ado, thank you to Kevin Morrison, Christian Koch, John Green. I hope that's the John Green. That would be amazing. Michael Strange, Alex Cheng, Alex Beck, Trent Yggdrasil, Wobbly Chocolate Roll, Mini Pro Crastinator, Night Wolf, Rerocks the Grumpy Dwarf, Keg Gang, Perry Makings, Milo Varley Winter, Min, Callum McGee, Landed Mist, Cantor Blue, and Carmine 502.
Baby, you keep pushing me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Stop putting things in my head. Baby, 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 stop tempting me. Is it a dream? Only time will tell.
By golly, darling, that was a close call.
Oh my goodness.
It's a good thing I got that Robco lead-lined double glazed glass.
Oh, but what about Murray?
Well, I hope he's sure okay. He got into a vault. Vault 69. He should be doing fine. I also hope you like my terrible transatlantic accent and you enjoyed watching this video. We thank you for watching and thank you to Flexispot for sponsoring the video. If you like more Fallout, we'd love to make more Fallout. You hear?
See you next time, cowboy.
It's like half transatlantic, half awful southern miner farmer guy.
Mine's just Australian, so you're doing better than I am.
I love single income households.
This house was so affordable.